Have you ever really looked at the money? I mean, really looked at it. We see the aerial shots of Kody Pass, the four massive homes in the Las Vegas cul-de-sac. Kody Brown driving sports cars and wearing luxury watches. But then look at the children. Look at the way the older kids had to scramble, struggle, and fight for basic stability while the parents played Monopoly with TLC money. Today we're asking a question Kody Brown hopes you never ask. Did Kody exploit his eldest son? This isn't just about bad parenting. This is about the business of reality TV and a potential financial scandal hidden in plain sight. For over a decade, Logan Brown may not have been just a cast member. He might have been an unpaid employee keeping the entire franchise from collapsing. When he finally asked for his fair share, he was silenced. We've been tracking the money trail, the hidden contracts, and the ultimatum that changed the family forever. To understand the alleged exploitation of Logan Brown, you have to understand the chaos of the Leahy house. Season 1 was pitched as a quirky show about a polygamist family. But rewatch those early episodes with a critical eye and you see something darker. You see a labor camp disguised as a home. And the foreman wasn't Kody, Mary, Janelle, or Christine. It was a teenager named Logan. Insider reports describe the early production days of Sister Wives as a nightmare. Camera crews, sound guys, and producers tried to film nearly 20 people in a house already bursting at the seams. Kody was there to perform, strut for the cameras, and deliver sound bites. But who made sure the children were fed, dressed, and in the right place at the right time? That was Logan. Analysis of screen time and background activity in the first 3 seasons shows that Logan performed 30 to 40 hours of unpaid labor per week on top of school. Reality TV exists in a gray area technically documenting life, but let's call it what it was. Every morning at 5 a.m., cameras caught Logan in the kitchen. He wasn't grabbing cereal. He was running a diner, flipping eggs, organizing an assembly line, waking up siblings, and acting as the emotional regulator for a dozen children. Kody, usually running late, frantic, creating more chaos than he solved. Without Logan, Sister Wives would have been unfilmable. Production would have had to hire child wranglers, nannies, and assistants, which would have blown up the budget. By relying on Logan, TLC and Kody saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. Logan wasn't just a son. He was a producer-level asset. And he was never paid for it. The psychological toll was immense. Viewers still remember the scene when sirens go off, and police are allegedly investigating the family. Kody is manic, buzzing with adrenaline. Logan's face is stone. He isn't panicking because he can't afford to. He's counting heads, checking on siblings, absorbing trauma so Kody can play the martyr. This established a pattern. Kody takes, Logan gives. Kody creates the mess. Logan cleans it up. But what happens when the son realizes the father is profiting off the mess? This is the TLC child star curse. We've seen it with the Duggars, the Gosselins. Parents sign contracts, take the checks, and the children are left with trauma and maybe a small savings account. The Brown family was even more complex. With so many mouths to feed, the justification for not paying the older kids was likely. This is for the family pot. This is for your food. This is for your future, but the money didn't go to Logan's future. It went into bad investments, failed business ideas, and eventually Robin's mansion. The move to Las Vegas marked a shift. Under the guise of persecution, the family left Utah, but for Logan, it exposed the financial reality. In Leahy, they were poor. In Vegas, TLC checks rolled in for custom homes were built and luxury spending was obvious. When Logan asked about college tuition, the family pot suddenly had a lid. Logan chose UNLV, a local affordable option. Why? He likely saw the money wasn't there for him to attend elsewhere. Rumors suggest a closed-door confrontation with Kody, where Logan asked for financial independence or back pay for his years of labor. Kody's response was the classic deflection, it's all for the family. Logan was smart. He saw the cul-de-sac homes and the spending habits and realized the math didn't add up. Kody leveraged the children to secure contracts, but the equity wasn't trickling down. Logan refused to sign a long-term talent contract upon turning 18. His presence slowly diminished not due to school, but as a negotiation tactic. He was withholding labor because he knew his worth. Kody's resentment grew because independence threatened his control. Logan was the first child to break the cycle, quietly rejecting Kody's system and choosing autonomy over submission. Meeting Michelle from outside the family bubble likely helped Logan realize just how exploited he had been. His demeanor in the Vegas years changed. He was less patient, less engaged in Kody's circus, attending only meaningful moments with siblings while avoiding the drama. Rumors suggest Kody expected older kids to take out loans for college, despite the family earning hundreds of thousands per season. Logan's refusal to play the money game with Kody explains the Cold Wars with Garrison and Gabriel. Financially, the family structure favored Kody. TLC payments were made to Kody's LLC, meaning he controlled distribution. Logan likely refused to beg for money he'd earned. Instead, he worked jobs, built a career, and walked away from reality TV. The Flagstaff move highlighted this further. Logan didn't help coordinate the logistics and the family finances bled out. Meanwhile, Logan and Michelle quietly built wealth, purchasing a sensible Las Vegas home and achieving stability Kody never delivered. During this time, Logan was the underground lifeline for his brothers Garrison and Gabriel. He offered advice, support, and guidance, proving that life outside Kody's system was possible. Logan's wedding was another power move. No cameras, no TLC profit, no Kody leverage. He paid for it himself, kept control, and even seated Kody in a distant row. He stripped Kody of his ability to perform and monetize love. Even though Logan stopped filming, Kody constantly references him, monetizing the absence and pain without Logan receiving a cut. Meanwhile, Kody and Robin face financial instability, the other wives having left with their money. Logan, by contrast, has a career, equity, and generational wealth safely out of Kody's reach. So did Kody exploit Logan? Absolutely. Logan was exploited for labor, emotional maturity, and image. But the story ends with liberation. Logan broke the cycle, refused the TLC child star curse, and walked away from financial abuse. Kody's anger in recent seasons stems from failing Logan. Narcissists see their children as extensions of themselves. Logan's rejection of the lifestyle invalidated Kody's existence, driving conflicts with the other sons. The money trail ends in a dead end for Kody but a highway for Logan. Kody traded his children's childhoods for a cul-de-sac and tacky art. Logan paid the price of admission and bought his freedom. He will never reclaim those lost childhood years, but he is free. Logan lives a life that belongs only to him, while Kody is trapped in debt, a failing show, and the consequences of his choices. The ultimate revenge is Logan's quiet success, independence, and sanity. Have you ever really looked at the money? I mean, really looked at it. We see the aerial shots of Coyote Pass. We see the massive homes in the Las Vegas cul-de-sac. We see Kody Brown driving sports cars and wearing luxury watches. But then look at the children. Look at how the older kids had to scramble, struggle, and fight just for basic stability while the parents treated life like a game of Monopoly. With TLC money. Today we ask a question Kody Brown hopes you never ask. Did he exploit his eldest son? This isn't just bad parenting. This is reality TV as a business, and possibly a financial scandal hidden in plain sight for over a decade. Logan Brown might not have been just a cast member. He might have been an unpaid employee, keeping the whole franchise from collapsing. And when he finally asked for his fair share, he was silenced. To understand the alleged exploitation, you have to go back to the chaos of the Leahy house. Season 1 was pitched as a quirky look at a polygamist family. But if you watch those episodes critically, you see something darker. The house operated like a labor camp. And the foreman wasn't Kody, it wasn't Mary, Janelle, or Christine. It was a teenager named Logan. Insider reports say the early production days of Sister Wives were a nightmare. Camera crews, sound teams, and producers tried to film nearly 20 people in a house that was already bursting at the seams. Kody was there to perform, to deliver sound bites, to strut for the cameras. But who made sure the kids were fed, dressed, and in the right place at the right time? That was Logan. Analysis of early seasons shows Logan was performing 30 to 40 hours of unpaid labor per week, on top of school. Reality TV may exist in a gray area legally, but what he did was the work of a full-time producer. Every morning at 5 a.m., cameras caught Logan in the kitchen. He wasn't grabbing cereal, he was running a diner, flipping eggs, organizing siblings, waking them up, and keeping the house functioning emotionally. Meanwhile, Kody was usually running late, panicked, or creating more chaos than he solved. Without Logan, Sister Wives would have been unfilmable. The production would have had to hire child wranglers, assistants, and nannies, which would have blown the budget. By relying on him, TLC and Kody saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. Logan wasn't just a son. He was a crucial production asset. And he was never paid. The psychological toll on Logan was immense. One scene still haunts viewers. Sirens blare. Police are allegedly investigating the family. And Kody is buzzing with adrenaline, frantic and panicked. Logan's face, by contrast, is stone. He isn't panicking because he doesn't have the luxury to. He's counting heads, checking on his siblings, absorbing the trauma so Kody can perform the martyr role. This established a pattern. Kody takes, Logan gives. Kody creates the mess. Logan cleans it up. But what happens when the son realizes the father is profiting off that mess? This is the TLC child star curse in action. We've seen it with the Duggars, with the Gosselin's parents sign contracts, cash the checks, and the children whose childhoods were consumed by the cameras are left with trauma, and maybe a small savings account. The Brown family situation was even more complex because of sheer numbers. With so many mouths to feed, older children were expected to sacrifice their own compensation for the family pot. The money wasn't going to Logan's future, it went into bad investments, failed business ventures, and eventually Robin's mansion. Then came the move to Las Vegas, a turning point. The family left Utah under the guise of persecution, a narrative experts now believe was exaggerated for dramatic effect. For Logan, this was the moment the cracks in the family facade became canyons. The logistics of moving a large family across state lines were chaotic, and once again, Logan was behind the wheel literally. While Kody stressed over tires, trailers, and deadlines, Logan was driving massive trucks, managing the move, keeping the chaos from spiraling further. But in Vegas, things changed. The kids grew older and began seeing the world outside the family bubble. Logan began to notice the financial reality. TLC checks were rolling in. Custom homes were being built, luxury spending was everywhere. When it came time to discuss his college tuition, suddenly the family pot had a lid. Logan chose UNLV, a local and affordable option. The show framed this as a choice to stay close to family, but financially, it made sense only if the money simply wasn't available for him to go elsewhere. Sources suggest a closed-door confrontation between Logan and Kody happened around this time. Logan may have asked for a portion of the show's earnings or back pay for years of labor. Kody's response was the standard deflection, it's all for the family, but Logan was smart. He saw the homes, the lifestyle, and the money flowing in and realized the math didn't add up. Kody leveraged his children to secure contracts, but the equity wasn't trickling down. This is when Logan quietly began to assert independence. Upon turning 18, he had legal power. He could refuse long-term talent contracts, demand payment, or limit his appearances. Analysts believe he chose the middle path, sporadic appearances, per-episode payments, but no long-term entanglement. His presence on the show diminished not because of school, but as a negotiation tactic. Logan was asserting his value, refusing to be exploited further. Kody's reaction? Resentment. Independence in Logan was a threat. If Logan didn't need Kody, Kody couldn't control him, and if he couldn't control him, he couldn't monetize him. Logan became the first child to break the cycle, quietly rejecting the system and moving toward autonomy. Meeting Michelle, someone from outside the family bubble, was a turning point for Logan. She likely helped him see the reality of what he had been living through, what he had thought of as helping the family, raising siblings, running the house, keeping the production afloat was actually exploitation. Logan began to recognize the financial and emotional abuse he had endured. His demeanor in the later Vegas years changed. He became less patient, less willing to participate in Kody's circus, showing up only for moments that truly mattered with his siblings, while avoiding the drama-filled interviews. Rumors suggest Kody expected the older kids to take out loans for college, despite the family earning hundreds of thousands of dollars per season. Imagine raising your siblings, keeping a house running, acting as a de facto producer for a reality show, and then being told to go to the bank when it's time for your own education. Logan refused to play that game. Instead, he chose work outside the show, building a career from scratch, and refusing to beg for money he had earned. This set the stage for the Flagstaff move, one of the clearest demonstrations of Logan's independence, and the consequences of Kody losing control. For the first time, the foreman, the one who had managed every migration, every logistics nightmare, every crisis, was absent. The result? Chaos. Houses couldn't be sold, U-Hauls drained resources, and temporary rentals bled money. Without Logan, Kody's chaotic financial planning was fully exposed. Meanwhile, Logan and Michelle quietly built wealth and stability for themselves. They bought a sensible, affordable starter home in Las Vegas. They didn't need TLC to bankroll their future. They didn't need Kody's approval or financial leverage. This was a stark contrast to Kody, who was buying luxury homes, decorating with flair, and drowning in debt. Logan had achieved the stability and security that Kody had promised for decades but never delivered. Even as Logan stepped away from the cameras, he remained a lifeline for his brothers Garrison and Gabriel. During the pandemic, when Kody's authoritarian tendencies intensified, Logan was quietly providing guidance, financial advice, and support. He became the underground network, helping the younger siblings navigate the chaos, showing them that life outside Kody's control was possible. Logan became, in effect, the true patriarch of the family, providing wisdom, stability, and strategy. while Kody remained the showman and the obstacle. The contrast was clear during Logan's wedding. He and Michelle kept the event private, refusing to let TLC film it. No cameras, no contracts, no Kody control. Logan paid for it himself, kept full decision-making power, and even strategically placed Kody in the second row, far from the spotlight. He denied Kody the opportunity to monetize his love or performance, sending a message about autonomy and control. Meanwhile, the siblings and other attendees were free to enjoy the moment without the manufactured chaos of reality TV.